No problem. I shall transform your hair, create a masterpiece. I am an artiste with a pair of scissors.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop.
Fresh from the barbershop, fly from the beauty salons.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop.
I got a show where you can listen and view.
My new cuts got him talking at the
Bringing
barbershop.
barbers and stylists together with the ScissorSalute.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop.
One cut, two cut, three cut, four. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Oh, you fancy?
Spending hours in salons on your hairstyle.
For the Lord protects his barbers and he makes the stubble grow.
Scissor! Salute! Salute!
ScissorSalute, welcome to the ScissorSalute Show. I'm your host, Eli the Barber, co-host.
Dontay Financial. How's everybody doing out there?
Dontay Financial. And Dontay, where you taking the ride from? Every Monday night.
I'm in Jersey.
In Jersey.
Yeah.
I've talked to a couple of people recently trying to get them to come from the city, trying to come from out East Suffolk County. They say it's too far.
Man, listen, if you love what you do, it's no limit to where you're going to go for it.
Definitely. And the show is co-produced by the co-owner, New Eurekan Queen, produced by the owner of the ScissorSalute, Sefro, and we are broadcasting live out of Massapequa, New York via StrongIsland.tv, Paradise Studios, and LA's on the boards. Let's get into the meaning of the ScissorSalute, which is a gesture, compliment, greeting, lifestyle, and brand, dedicated to bringing barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists together worldwide. And we use the ScissorSalute Show as an outlet to actually make that happen. Excuse me, live show, remember. Every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we give the opportunity for the visual artists to come here and showcase their skills live on the ScissorSalute stage, while also conducting interviews with them so you can find out how they got started, where they currently are, where they plan to be going on their journey. Now, we're really not concerned with how many followers you have, or your age. We've had people as young as 17 and people as old as 78 showcase on the show. We've had people with 200,000 plus followers and people with just 200 followers. It really doesn't matter. And if you would like to showcase, advertise with us, or book us for your next event, you can email us, ScissorSalute@yahoo.com. Leave your contact information. We'll get back to you in the order that the email's received. I know that this is the age, the social media age, and also the rise of the independent educator, where now we no longer have to rely on companies to get gigs. If you're using your social media as a proper vehicle, you can get booked. But it's not for everybody. But if you'd like to test it out, you can come down here to this ScissorSalute Show, see if you have what it takes to educate. A lot of people would like to educate, but okay, it's like this. Michael Jordan or Larry Bird. Larry Bird he's a legend. He's a legend basketball player.
One of the best shooters of all time.
Right? But he wasn't that good of a coach. He wasn't that good of a coach. So what I'm saying is some people might be better at cutting hair than, let's say, educating. Or, you could feel like you cut hair good, but you can't explain what you do good enough. If you'd like to see if you have what it takes, again, you can email us, ScissorSalute@yahoo.com. Leave your contact information. We'll get back to you in the order that the email is received. I'd like to scissor salute wifey, my kids, Eli, Yasmin, my brother, Ivan, his wife, Denise, and my nephew, Aaron. We went to Medieval Times yesterday in New Jersey.
Wow.
It was fun. Again, with the burly beard, I was able to eat with my hands like it was nothing. Like it just brought me back to the primitive times. And then we went to Sugar Factory in Manhattan.
I haven't been there. I heard that's a good spot.
It make the smoky mixed drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know I'm an old head, so I just was drinking the yak.
Can never go wrong with the yak.
Just Hennessy. Maybe a little bit too much, but that's a whole nother story, a whole different show.
What's the definition of too much?
Wifey getting at me, definitely. Kids getting at me. That's the definition of too much. Even my brother looking at me like, come on, man. Anyway, we had fun though. It was a great time. I definitely recommend if you got kids to go to Medieval Times, and also the Sugar Factory. It's also for kids too. They have an interesting way of singing Happy Birthday. They're like, Happy Birthday, what? Yeah. But it's a good place, man. So if you have the time, check it out. If you're in New Jersey, North New Jersey, check out Medieval Times. And I believe Sugar Factory is off of like 68th or 70th in Manhattan somewhere. But it's a great place. I believe it's on the west side. Because I know we came right out the Lincoln Tunnel, made like a couple lefts. And
west side.
And it was right there. The itinerary's actually on the WhatsApp. Again, if you're watching the show right now and you'd like to show some support, underneath my finger right here is the share button. Please press that share button and share it with as much people as you can. Let's do a recap of last week's show. Last week, the owner of two salons, one in Huntington, New York, and the other in Melbourne, Australia, international educator Nadine Donovan came down here. And Nadine Donovan Augusta. Her IG handle is personalized hair design, and again, that's with an S on personalized. I believe we add the Z for some reason, but it looks better that way. Personalized hair design. Make sure you follow her. You can DM her, ask her questions about what she's doing with the brides braids boot camp that she has going on. One of the things I find interesting about Nadine, because if you just noticed in the beginning of the show, I said, do you have what it takes to explain what you do? Every time she comes down here on the show, she makes it so simple to understand what she's trying to accomplish and what she's doing. She makes it very simple. So if you speak hair, you'll be able to pick it up even quicker. And again, work with me. My phone keeps on going off on the live show. Yep. In-studio guests, we had Thomas James, Mr. State Board. Now, Mr. State Board has called in here a good handful of times, and it was great to have him here in the studio, piggybacking off the IBS Hair Show. He was able to make it out here. He has the book, The Blueprint. Very interesting to have him here. It's always great for him to call in. We always get a lot of questions because I know a lot of people would like to just get up and move. I know it's hard. I know it's very hard. Few of the barbers that I know that made that move that are doing good. You got Follow Picasso. He's right here from New York, went out to Florida. You have A-Rod, which everyone pretty much knows. He made that move from El Paso to California with Marcus PH. But Mr. State Board's going to give you them answers to questions such as transferring license from state to state, and even acquiring license in your state. It's very important that you have your license. You really do not want to take your chances with your career, cutting hair, and the state board walking in and you not having your papers. It's going to be, quite a show. You put the business at risk. I do know one of my barber brothers moved down to, I believe, Atlanta, set up shop there, was doing great, had it out with the owner, moved up the block. The owner called the state board on them. They shut down the shop that he was in. So I don't know if that's always going to happen, but it happened.
You don't want that over your head.
Yeah.
Got to keep running.
So hopefully we can hook up Mr. State Board with Mr. White from the DMV area. I don't know if you're familiar with Mr. White from the DMV area. He came down here on the show and he made a great point. The DMV area was trying to find and arrest unlicensed barber. He took it upon himself to say, no, you're not going to find unlicensed barbers or do anything with unlicensed barber. We would like you to give us the names of those people, and we'll make sure, we'll do everything we can to get them a license. I want to talk about caring. And, okay, we in the studio, we're waiting on the guests now. We're waiting for CEO Rob from the Universal Barber Supply. Seth, all these names are good? Right here from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania? Showcasing today, remember, we're live? Okay. Showcasing. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, we have Paul Rambo. I have to say Rambo. His IG handle is MYTSHARPBC. So it'd be my T-Sharp BC. In studio guests, 5 starting. But talented CJ won't be here, just Rob. Okay. Rob Thomas is going to be coming through. And from the Brand Building Beauty Expo, Rasheeah Burrell. And that is the BBB Expo. All right. And then, okay, then we got the full itinerary right there. So, again, if you're watching the show right now, you can press that share button, share it, put it on your timeline. While we're here waiting for the guests, we do have the founder of the BBA sitting next to me. And can you go over the 3 companies that you announced, I believe, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks
about
ago
2 weeks ago, yes. We have Transamerica, Forrester Financial, and Lincoln Financial. Well, Lincoln Financial Group, excuse me.
Right. So if you're not familiar with the BBA, if you're familiar with the ScissorSalute, the BBA is Barber Beauty Association. It's definitely going to be a serious movement, a serious thing, serious association for the whole profession to gain some sort of stability. What happens is what we're doing sometimes is not considered a real job. Although to us, we're like, okay, we're not a real job, but yet we're able to pay bills, we're able to, have a little bit of fun, we're able to live our lives. Now that's great. But with that being said, we need some sort of more security. We need to stabilize ourselves a little bit more, and that's what the BBA is here for. Can you go over some of the stuff that the BBA will be covering, if for members?
Yeah, for members, we're going to have up to 4 retirement plans, 2 disability plans, 2 life insurance plans, health insurance, and for the retirees, said 2 weeks ago that's going to be retiring in the next year or 2. They will also get life insurance and Medicare. They will also have health insurance. You know how big is it to have some type of health insurance at retirement age? A lot of individuals can't retire because they don't have the money, or they got to pay for their health insurance. Right. But by them still being able to pay a membership fee, they still could get the health insurance and the life insurance.
Well, I mean, that doesn't solidify the profession, although I know a lot of people in our profession really don't care, really not concerned with what other people say, but just to have the stability there, it's always a plus. I would also like to ScissorSalute Moto 495, fellow My Show Classic member. He had a cancer event. He has the cancer movement going on. They had a basketball game that had a lot of celebrities there yesterday in Nassau Coliseum, and we definitely like to ScissorSalute him. Make sure you follow him on Instagram, MODO495, and he also does music too. So he had I Am Demo was up in the studio with him, another My Show's Classic. I mean, while I'm at it, I'm gonna might as well just go through a little bit of IG. I see that Al Uppercut is really just tearing it up, really doing his thing.
Yeah, I saw Al last week at IBS.
Hey, yeah, he was telling me Cheeky got up on the stage.
Oh man, good old Chiquita.
Chiquita, yeah.
Salute to Chiquita.
Salute to Chiquita, man. Keeps it thorough right there. Definitely does.
He don't matter how.
There's Oh, yeah, you can answer that. Hello, you're live on air with the ScissorSalute Show.
Hey, what's going on, my man? Salute to you guys.
ScissorSalute. Oh, is this Tousett Fades?
Yeah, that's him in the flesh.
Yeah, man. So Tousett Fades, you could always tell when he called because he sounded like he about to start spitting bars. And every time you hear his voice. And I just found out that like Tousett is actually like your name.
Yeah, it's my last name.
I was like, okay, Tousett Fades, you got it going. All right. Okay, so let's get right into it. I see that you guys are rebuilding, rebranding the whole Universal Barber Show. What made you guys want to rebuild, rebrand, and you know what you guys are doing now? I see you guys are taking different angles, still visiting barbershops, which is great. But please let us know the change.
The change wasn't really so much of a change. When we started the company originally, we were really based on and focused on doing education. It just so happened that the show aspect fell into our lap earlier than expected, so we kind of ran with that. But you know, we had some success, and it kind of made us veer back into our original lane, which was just focusing on the education, which is what we've been doing now, just kind of perfecting that. And we built up a heck of a team to get that taken care of, and really focus on education. But yeah, you know, Rob, he's still visiting the shops. We're still doing educational classes at shops and visiting them. But we also started the supply company as well, Universal Barber Supply, which is doing really, really good right now. So we're staying connected to the community as much as possible.
Definitely. I like the way you guys are doing the whole supply thing. But let us know why this Andis company is charging so much for the cordless. Why is there? Do you have some sort of insight on that?
Man, I wish I did. I wish I had insight on that, but yeah, I can't explain why they charge so much for the cordless ones. But they are nice. Don't get me wrong, but you know they costing me an arm and a leg too. So I don't know.
Do you see the gentleman rigged up a cordless pair of Masters? Barber since '98 posted it up.
Did I ever? I seen them. My guys at the shop seen it. We are getting ready to go buy the kit for the lithium-ion batteries, and we're going to do the same thing, see if we can work it out.
Well, yeah, I think it's really big. I actually think it's going to be really hard for these companies when the Masters come cordless. It's going to be really hard. Although I'm loving the Magic Clips. I really love the Magic Clips. The Walls Magic Clips. I see that there's JRL now, Babyliss already had the cordless a long time ago with the Ferraris.
Yeah, they did.
The FX 673s are good because you could actually use the metal guards on the FX 673s. And I know, are you still with no U-turn?
With no turn, yeah, I still got,
I'm still,
running with no turn.
No U-turn.
I love the convenience on them things. You know, you really can't beat it. So I'm still rocking with no turn. Like I said, I use a little bit of everybody at this point, just kind of making sure that I'm up to date with all the different clippers. You know, anytime something new comes out, I got to go get it. I'm like a big kid. I like playing with toys. So I grab a pair of clippers anytime I get and just kind of work with them and, see what I do like, what I don't like, in the event that we're selling something to a barber or a client and they ask us about the clippers, I like to be knowledgeable in what I'm selling to people. I don't like to sell anything that I don't use myself.
Right. Now, I mean, you've been coming to the show, I'll say about like 2.5 years. And I noticed on the page, you're doing a lot more education. Now, tell us about how people can get in contact with you for doing education and what can they expect when they go to your class. Okay.
In order to get in contact with me, they can hit me up on the phone at 856-761-2027. They can hit me on my IG at Tousett Fades. That's at the number 2, S as in Sam, ETFADEZ. They can call my man Rob up at 856-465-7762. There's multiple different ways. They can find me on Facebook at Rich Tousett. But as far as expectations for the class, I like to get down to the basics. I teach the clipper over comb, shear over comb, basic and advanced fading techniques, transition within the guards, and guard knowledge, which is one of the big things that I think a lot of new barbers have issues with when it comes to fading, knowing what guard to transition to next and why they're transitioning to that guard, what each one does. And also just, basic clipper knowledge. What's the difference between the wall seniors and the Andis masters? What's the difference between a rotary clipper and a pivot or a magnetic? So, I break down everything. And then we also, if necessary and they want to do a hands-on class, we offer them as well. So we do look and learn, and we also do hands-on, just based on, what they're looking to do.
Definitely. Now, do you feel like you have a hard time when you're talking to hairstylists, or, you're able to communicate with them good?
I think at one point I may have felt like I had a hard time, but now, I've gotten so deep into the game. I'm actually running the barbering. I'm the head of the barbering program over at PB Beauty School, the school that I actually graduated from. So I'm working with stylists and I'm working with barbers and upcoming barbers every day now. But I've also, on top of teaching classes, I've been taking my own classes and just kind of furthering my education and my knowledge when it comes to the shears, just so that I don't have any kind of issues when I'm dealing with stylists. It's one thing dealing with somebody who's in your field as far as the barbers are concerned, but when I'm dealing with cosmetologists, people that use shears on a regular basis, you got to be on top of that, because I don't want anybody looking at me like this guy doesn't know what he's doing, and we're paying for these classes. So I make sure that I invest in myself in order to make everyone feel comfortable and appreciative in investing in me and learning learning the craft.
Definitely. And when it comes to reducing bulk, now, when you're teaching the class, are you teaching ways to do it like buzz over comb, shear over comb, and guards? Or, it's hard for you to explain that because of time?
No.
As far
See, I have the benefit of having a good partner in CJ Torian. The talented Mr. CJ is what he goes by on IG. He is one of the nicest I've seen when it comes to clipper over comb and learning how to explain properly the difference and the similarities at the same time between clipper over comb and shear over comb. So we do kind of a combination class where I teach, CJ teaches, and we kind of play off each other and go back and forth. It's actually a really interesting class and a really neat class. We've got a lot of good feedback from it. We've worked with a lot of stylists in helping to convert them from the scissor comb to the clipper comb and using just the clippers in general. So I think it's been a pretty successful thing, and the time factor has never been a problem. We go above and beyond to make sure everyone's in full understanding of what they need to know and what they want to know prior to the end of the class. So,
okay, so what's on the agenda for the Universal Barber Supply this year?
Right now, the agenda is just growing the business as far as the supplies are concerned. We're dealing with a lot of different companies. Dealing with a lot of different sponsors, and we're just trying to make sure we get to as many different barbershops, barber owners. We're doing e-commerce classes, which Rob is running, which basically is helping other salon owners, as well as barbers, anyone who's interested in getting involved in learning how to create their own income outside of just standing behind a chair and cutting all day. So I mean, we're just looking to build, honestly, looking to build and stay tight and close to the game right now.
I think that's really important for the profession to really gain knowledge of the importance of making residual income.
Yeah.
And that's making money, outside of the shop, like such as, for instance, King Midas. Brands like King Midas that they sell. He's selling a cape. Now he's sleeping. Them capes are still being sold.
Exactly.
So he wakes up.
He's still making money.
Yeah, he wakes up and he checks his email, and his email, it's making money while you're sleeping. Yep. So one of the things when you start being a barber, number one, you want to work on your clientele.
Yeah.
Well, number one, you want to work on your service and your people skills.
Yep.
Then you want to build the clientele. Then along the way, you want to be able to make $1, $1 an hour, or what is it, $1 a minute?
Yeah, about roughly $1 a minute.
$1 a minute, and then that residual income is key, and then product knowledge. Now, when you're doing these classes, are you letting them know the advantage of having product knowledge? What I mean by that, upsells, the importance of upsells.
Yep. We also we cover everything from clipper knowledge, haircutting 101, and like I said, in advanced techniques. We go over marketing strategies. We pretty much do every and any aspect of barbering that involves yourself. And what I mean by that is I'm not just covering how to cut hair and how to talk to customers, keep your customers happy. I'm talking about how to present, and we're talking, should I say, about how to present yourself as a business, not just a barber. Because at the end of the day, you're not just a barber. You are a business. You are a walking business. You can take your attributes to any level that you like. You can be a sales rep. You are a financial advisor. You are everything as a barber. So we teach you how to expand your horizons and not just make money one way. We show you 5-6 different avenues of how to get this money and take care of yourself and secure your future and your family's future.
Right. I mean, it's great to see that, along with the everyday changes that go on in our profession, you guys made the change and you're just rolling with the flow. A lot of times people get caught up with trying to do something and it's not successful. They either give up, and you could see that they give up or they slow up. What you've been doing since I met you is just basically going with the flow. Now I see that you're leading the flow. You're taking, you're the head educator over there, the go-to educator, and at the same time, the supply. I feel like that's huge. And now, you guys still have the Universal Barber app.
Yep.
And through the Universal Barber app, people can book educational classes, buy supplies, and find out about the latest events.
Yeah.
Okay, so give everybody the information for the app and go over what the app covers, some of the stuff that I mentioned and other things that I didn't mention.
All right. It's basically Universal Barber Supply. And Rob will break it down a little bit more than I do. He deals with more of that part. But like you said, the app covers everything from being able to book educational classes for either clipper knowledge, marketing, or even the e-commerce class that Rob teaches. We do list all the upcoming shows on the website. You can purchase everything from barber supplies to clippers from any and every manufacturer. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's out, it's in the stores, we can get it to you. So I mean that's pretty much the basis behind it. Like I said, Rob will get a little bit more into detail with it because he deals with it on a daily basis. But download that Universal Barber Supply app.
Definitely. So, look, we got our guest up in here, and he's cutting a young lad right there. And, again, the importance of cordless clippers. There he got the Andis Envies. That's Andis's answer to the cordless. So those things rock, too. I like the Envies LIs. They rock.
Yeah.
I've done a couple fades with them. And the thing I like about these cordless clips is they're so easy to adjust. The masters, you know, you got to take off and...
Yeah, you got to
I
start
use all
breaking
Landis
everything
all
down.
days, guys. All Landis all day.
Yeah.
Who's that, my man Rambo?
I said that until I got the magic clips in my hand. Right before that, I had the cherry red. I got the cherry red Andis Masters with the surgical blade on them.
I need these cordless T-liners in my hand. I'm still on back order for them, man.
So which ones you got? So which cordless do you have? You have the Silver Surface, which everyone calls the Destros.
You talking to me?
Oh no, this is talking to the gentleman showcasing. So Tousett Fades. I mean, we'd like to thank you for calling into the show. If there's anybody that you'd like to mention right now, any events that you got coming up, please do so now. The stage is yours.
Well, I definitely want to give a scissor salute to, my whole team right now. Rob, CEO Cuts, my man Rambo, Lady J, the talented Mr. CJ, my man Al at Barbers Inc. Barbershop. Much love. I appreciate you guys. I love what we're doing as a team. We're going to keep building. I do want to mention to all of our supporters, everyone who's rocked with us for the last 3 years, supported us, never turned their backs on us. We got something special for y'all, man. We got a pool party that we got lined up for y'all. It's an invite-only situation. It's at a disclosed location, so look out for that. It'll be something that'll be sent out, to all our supporters. So much love and appreciation. I look forward to seeing you guys at that pool party this summer.
Pool party, huh?
Yeah, man. We're gonna change it up a little bit, man.
All right. So thank you so much for calling the Tousett Phase. So mic'd up, could you introduce yourself? Who's showcasing? I don't know. I can't hear you though. I can hear you, but I can't hear you. I don't know. They're coming out there.
Am I on?
Okay, live show. People, remember, work with us. Introduce yourself and that handsome young man in your chair.
What's up, everybody? I'm Paul Rambo, a.k.a. Muddy Sharp from Muddy Sharp Barber and Company, Philly. It's my son, Adam. We got some time to work on here, so I was wondering if you guys had any special requests for a design you want to see. Anything specific? Anything?
Well, okay, what are you capable of doing?
Whatever you want. For the time, I ain't going to be able to do a portrait, but anything but a portrait I'll be able to do in the time.
Oh, okay, hold up then. Let me just go through here then. We go through, get on here then. Let me try to look for something. Well, what is the young man like? What is he like? What is he like?
He gets something different every time. The last thing I did for him, we did a nice Eagles logo for the Super Bowl. Did a lot of them this year.
Well, it's baseball season. Can we just do something baseball? What's his favorite team? Oh, okay. But
what about baseball? Phillies? I don't know, man. We're up here.
Oh, no, yeah. All right. So, so Rambo, is that something that you do? That's what you're known for? Do you mind if I call you Rambo?
No, you call me Rambo all day.
Okay, Rambo, first blood.
It's a gift and a curse.
Yeah. So, is that something that you're pretty much known for, hitting them designs?
It's the thing that more keeps me passionate in this industry. I've been cutting since I was 12, so something new, something different always keeps my interest a little more than doing a skin fade or blowout all day long. But I started doing designs about 10 years ago, and maybe like 15 years ago. Now
you have an art background. Do you draw?
I paint, I draw. That's how I was always an artist. It's more I just apply my artwork to a head now. I look at it more like a
canvas,
like a sculpture that I'm sculpting, or.
I've always, the show's been on since 2013. I've always highlighted barbers that have an artistical background because I feel like they have that hand and eye coordination. Now, as soon as your hand and eye coordination is able to adjust to taking off from the canvas as opposed to putting on the canvas, then it's pretty much it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And the thing is with artists is you pay really close attention to detail.
this one.
So what ends up happening is you pay really close attention to the canvas that you're cutting. So once again, you're watching the ScissorSalute Show, which is a show dedicated to bringing barbers, hairstylists together worldwide, and we use the ScissorSalute Show as an outlet to actually make that happen every every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We give the opportunity for the visual artists to come down here and showcase their skills live on the ScissorSalute stage, while also conducting interviews with them so you can find out how they got started, where they currently are, where they plan to be going. If you would like to come down here and showcase, advertise with us, or book us for your next show, email us, scissorsalute@yahoo.com. All emails will be answered in the order that they're received. And if you're watching this show right now, you would like to show some support, you can press the share button and put it on your timeline. This show right here is sponsored by The Cut. The Cut is a mobile platform reimaging the barbershop experience. Their easy-to-use app connects talented barbers with the clients who need them. They handle scheduling, payments, and branding too. More than 10,000 barbers around the country trust them to manage and grow their business, and so should you. Download the free app today. ScissorSalute to that. Get back to Rambo. Okay, so Rambo right here, he's about to do a design. Usually when barbers are doing designs, they usually knock the fade down to a number 2 or 1.5. Rambo, which one did you go with?
I go with a 2.
Go with a 2?
Just so I can have some extra hair to do some shadowing later on.
Okay, now he chooses to go with a number 2 because he likes to add dimension to the design. What I mean by that is a 2 guard. He does the fade with the 2 guard. At first, it's one-dimensional, and then, wow, you're hitting the design with that big buzzer right there.
Just to take some of the bulk out of it without taking it all the way down the skin on him right now. I just wanted to have a little shadow on it.
That's a different technique right there. So basically, you're just, going over that with that, not to give it a sharp line, to give it more like something for you to follow?
Something for me that I could go into and around still, so you can still see the shape of it, but I can still throw some highlight into it.
Okay, so I guess there's a first time for everything.
First time.
I use my clippers like paintbrushes, man.
Yeah,
for this stuff.
I'm just used to people holding liners in their hands when they're doing any type of etching out on the head. I think I've seen it before with a couple other barbers, but that's when they get right into the shadowing and stuff. So they might go open blade, close the blade, but there's really, we say this a lot on the show, there's no wrong way, right way to do it as long as the job gets done. We do, on the other hand, advise you to use proper techniques so you don't get the carpal tunnel or prolong it right there. Now, I see you have is that the Pro Grip on there? On the liners?
Yes.
Now, tell us what's real with that Pro Grip. Does it make that much of a difference for you?
It does for a long design, just because the clippers get so hot.
Yeah, they do.
And I got a pair over there with the top cut off of it, but for his head, they're a little too sharp, so I didn't want to pull them out right now. He has a little bit softer skin.
Oh yeah, I can definitely tell when that type of texture hair. Sometimes you can go with an open blade and it'll look like a skin fade.
Yes.
Most parents like that number 1 with that texture hair. The father usually wants the skin fade, but you don't really have to hit him with the liners because that texture hair pretty much, it fades good. And that young man's in that chair he's still too.
Man, he's been getting these for about, he's 6 now, he's been getting them for about 3 years already. What'd I give you this year so far, Adam?
Adam's a troop right there. Okay, so Rambo's showcasing, he's doing a design right now. If you notice, for the design, when I'm doing the design and you're holding them liners in your hand, you're just using the corner. And he's using the corner just like a pencil, except he's erasing from the canvas. And he's out here from Philadelphia. Well, let me get to that right there. Okay, that's his IG is MYTSHARPBC. Okay, let's get into why you chose that name.
What movie is it from?
My T-Sharp?
Yay.
My T-Sharp. Man, we play this at the barbershop too, and now you got me right here. I'm okay at... Usually we do this in every movie is Juice. Usually it's like, what movie is that from? Juice. What movie? Juice. Juice. Okay.
Monty Sharp, he said, change the name to Smucks.
So what?
Rocky Marciano. Every time one guy talk about boxing, you gotta bring up Rocky Marciano.
Yeah.
Where's it from?
Coming to America.
There you go.
You ain't gonna get me. I mean,
There
now
you
we're
go.
gonna talk barbershop movies. You can go back and forth all day with that.
So that's the name of the shop that was in there. And since one of my buddies when I was about 13, 14, started calling me it and it stuck. And by the time I was 16, I got it tattooed on me. So we ran with it. I've been opening my shop under that. We've been open for about 3 years now. And things are going well. It's I'm expanding. I'm growing right now.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
always
but-
great to hear when people go out and open up a business. When barbers open up their business. It's a little nerve-wracking because now you go from just having your responsibilities of being a barber to now responsibilities of owning a business
Exactly.
and dealing with people.
Look down.
Egos.
Look down for me. Egos. Yes, egos. It's kind of what my shop name derived from. I've been stepping away from that a little bit myself. That's why I've been going more for branding myself. I've been working on my own product lines for a couple years now, trying to get my recipes down perfect, and it's my logo for my hats and my shirts and all. We call it chivalry.
I want to see what it looks like.
So that's what he wanted me to throw on him. He wanted me to throw a chivalry symbol on his head. I like his thought process.
Well, yeah, you know what it is?
Yeah.
The kids always support the parents like that. I know yesterday at Medieval Times, my son was handing out the Maestro's Classic beard samples. He'll do that. But I know tomorrow when it snows, my daughter's going to be the one out there with the shovel, wanted to help me shovel.
My daughter's at home right now watching us. I agree.
My daughter is not playing around. She'll start snowing, she'll get out there with the shovel,
Let's go.
and she gets busy.
I don't think any of these girls are playing around anymore.
Nah, absolutely not. My son will rather sit on his electronics. Hopefully he'll change that up a little bit, but you know.
That's what I feel like doing.
How do you guys feel about women in the industry right now? Crossing over more and more.
I feel a barber's a barber. It just, you know, they just happen to be a female.
I absolutely love it.
You know. Well, hold up. I'll get right back to that. We'd like to scissor salute. I'd like to scissor salute Jay Ramos, who's tuning into the show. Ruben, CEO Rob, Beth. Beth says hi, Paul. Hi, Adam. Hi, Paul. Sandy. Definitely thank you so much. Oh, I got to lower this real quick. Yeah, so it's great to see that females are able to come into our industry and make a living for themselves. But I do notice that a lot more females that are hairstylists want to pick up the buzzers because they don't want to miss the money. Now, here's the thing with females that are barbers. One of the things that I see is, A, females will either get a lot of love from each other, or B, they are enemies of each other. And some of these females really can't help it. So if you have a female, let's just say she doesn't look good, and she thinks I have to dress the correct way. Then you got a female who looks good and curvaceous. She feels she can't wear them same clothes because it might make her look fat. So if you ever notice girls that are curvaceous and they got them like curves, gym curves and stuff, they wear tight clothes because if they wear baggy clothes, they feel like they look fat. But now they're getting frowned upon. The whole thing is this.
If we could, we would.
Yeah, yes. The whole thing is this. Don't really be concerned with what the next person's wearing. Just be concerned with what's going on in your chair. Let's not entertain the next person. Let's just keep it moving.
What's up, bud? Yeah, probably about an hour altogether.
So right now what you're seeing, you're watching Rambo do a design. He's using the T-liners from Andis. And he agrees with me that them things get hot. Now, have you tried the Styliners, the black ones?
I have. I've been waiting 10 years for the new cordless T-liners to come out, man. So I'm ecstatic about them. I can't wait to get them in my hands. I got to use them at the last show I was at, and they're nice. The power that comes off them is impressive for being cordless.
Yeah, I'm a little excited to see them come through the shop when someone else buys them because I don't know if I'm gonna drop $200.
I pre-dropped it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm having fun with the Silver Surfers, the lithium ones.
Okay.
And the black ones, but not to me. I love them. I have a heavy hand, and I already know I have a heavy hand, so I like the Styliners. You know. But we're talking about clippers again. We like to scissor salute Nino the Nice, who just recently got with the Wall Pro team. And if you're watching the show and you're a barber, remember to make yourself known. It's really important to make yourself known. ScissorSalute Barber, she just checked in. What I mean by that is we got these expensive cameras and we're really worried about taking pictures to post up as opposed to taking videos, doing a voiceover, and sending it to these companies and let these companies know why you'd be a great asset to the team. You know?
How do you feel about getting sponsored by teams?
Well, I feel like a lot of barbers are looking for that. But a lot of barbers really need to know knowledge about that. Miami Barber called up the show and, explained it perfectly. Sponsorship, you're getting hit with products, you're getting paid to do an event, and you might be getting products to sell, and you can put money in your pocket, that's all great. Now, when you're endorsed, it's different. You're getting a monthly check.
Yes.
So he explained that. But I feel like you have to start somewhere. So if you're a barber and you get sponsored and you're just getting started, that could be the beginning to something. That can make them expand. It could be the beginning. So it's really not that bad. The thing is that these barbers need to take it upon themselves. The iPhone comes with a iMovie, which is an editing app. You can literally make your videos and edit them on your iPhone and then send it to these companies. Send it to Andis, send it to Wall, send it to Babyliss, send it to JRL, send it to all these companies and let them know why you're such a great asset. Otherwise, why would they hire you?
But not only that though, let's go to these companies because not trying to put anybody out there, but we're gonna do it anyway. Forget it. Because with these companies, you gotta realize they use y'all as sales reps. When you look at it, sponsorship, it's only but a handful of companies or a handful of barbers or hairstylists that's really getting a decent pay. And what I mean by decent pay, they're not getting paid for the products. If you're gonna go to these companies, you gotta come to them on a business tip because they're gonna treat y'all as what y'all are as barbers. That's all they see. They not seeing that y'all really valuable assets. Like without y'all, there's no companies. These companies, these brands. So I say that to say this: when you go to these companies, talk to them about points off every points or percentage off every account, not just off the product, off the accounts. Because you look at it, you sell one, you bring an account to that company, they give you a little $50 or $75, but that same client would keep constantly going back. Are you still getting paid off that client? No, that's it. You just got your little $50, $75, and that's it. While these companies are still making money after you just help sign them or help them get them accounts.
Yeah, but one of the reasons why I'm saying that is because, again, Babyliss has got barbers waiting by the phone like it's the draft pick, and now you got the NFL draft coming up.
They got a strong team.
Yeah, but you got the NFL, and Walls just made their move. They just had like Karina Lady Barber. They just added Nino the Nice, Mikey with the 7 Ys, the Mikey impersonator. I know him as this guy. The guy has like the same. Mikey will post something up. He'll post. What's the guy's name? You know his name? What's that?
All right, jump back up.
Hold up. Okay, here's the rest of the Walls Pro. You have, wow, Andy Fademaster. Scissor salute to Andy Fademaster. Edgar Factory, Pope the Barber, Mikey, Titan _ Barber, Juice Head. Oh, scissor salute to Juice Head. That's my dude right there out of Florida. Tim Cagle, Karina Lady Barber, Louis C, and Nino the Nice. So they're spread out. I got California, Florida kind of heavy. And those are 2 heavy hitters, Andy Fademaster and Juice Heads Up. Juice Heads Up, actually, he's that guy, man. He's really a good dude. He actually had a big a video done for him. We posted it up on Facebook. I mean, while I'm at it, I'd like to scissor salute Miami Barber. Again, if your barbershop has a graveyard, what I mean by that is you have buzzers that you don't use no more, please get in contact with Miami Barber and send it to Miami Barber. What they're going to be doing is fixing them and then sending it to other countries and start developing barber, like show people how to cut hair in different countries.
That's dangerous.
That don't have money like that.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, he was telling me at IBS last week, and I was like, wow.
That's I like that right there.
This company,
I feel like that's definitely thinking outside the box, where you're going to grab tools that are no longer being used, fix them, and send them over. So again, we definitely like to scissor salute the new 10 members of the Wall Select team. Again, Andy Fademaster, Edgar Factory Barber, Pope the Barber, Mikey, Titan, Tim Cagle, Juice Heads Up, Karina Lady Barber, salute to Karina Lady Barber, Louis C, and Nino the Nice. So there we go. But the point that I'm making is, if they did it, so can you. Here's the difference, though. You have to take it upon yourself to explain why you'd be a great asset to these companies. You cannot expect that, oh, okay, I'm going to get a phone call one day. Well, what you could do is when you post up, at them. If you posted up a picture, tag them in the picture, the actual picture, and then tag them. Again, if you're doing the hashtags, you really don't need to hashtag the repost pages, all these companies.
I heard a good saying, kind of went with what you just said today on my way here. If you go to the bus stop thinking that you're going to meet the right person because of fate, expect them to have a car and drive by you. So
yeah.
You ain't going to go out and get it. It ain't going to just come to you.
What I mean by that is, use your social media wisely. Use your hashtags wisely. I definitely encourage you to hashtag your town, nearest towns, your state, and whatever state you're in or whatever region, add barber to it. So New York barber, tri-state barber.
It's all about geotagging too these days.
Yeah, that's what's going to bring in customers. Now, you're trying to get in contact with the company, you tag the company, you at the company, you DM them, but make sure that you are ready to go. Because what happens when you get the phone call? Like, okay, you ready? I don't know. So just make sure that you're ready when they, and definitely take advantage of having these cameras. And some of the barbers are spending like $1,200 on a camera. Why not record yourself? I just hit up E-Dub, that dude. I hit up E-Dub, and I texted him and told him, come on, man, because E-Dub's a problem. E-Dub is a problem. And he uses the magic clips. I'm like, how the hell does Walls know you use magic clips? Yeah, that's really coming alive right there. Again, with the lighter canvas, Rambo knows what time it is. And with lighter canvases, you want to go with a darker fade.
Yes,
gives you a lot more room to play with.
I'm big on not using enhancements in anything I do too. I mean, everybody that's watching, go on my Instagram, check it out, Mighty Sharp BC. I'll show you everything that's on there. None of it's enhanced. I don't use any, fibers. I bring it with me everywhere I go, just in case, I ever need it, and I just never use it. I'm a firm believer in if you can't make it with the hair, then it ain't gonna look right when you get out the shower. But I understand for the photo world that we're in today how much it promotes, and I have no problem, using enhancements if someone asks for it, but I don't use them unless they're asked for.
Well, yeah, E-Dub uses enhancements, but E-Dub is against reposting pictures with enhancements. In other words, he knows how to do the Beijing application. Probably got the fiber kit right at his station, but he won't repost that. So I like that because he's keeping his dignity, and there's nothing wrong if you're using enhancements, posting it up. To me, I feel like if that's what you're gonna do, by all means, go ahead, have fun, put your Photoshop and get your Photoshop skills up. It is what it is. It's not gonna take money out of my pocket. Keep doing you and put money in your pocket. What we have to say in our opinions are just that.
No, I respect the art form. I just try to do it without it. At the same time, man, I've been looking into airbrushing. Looking at any of the airbrush stuff now that they're doing for the enhancements. There's some guys out there using airbrushes. It's phenomenal. I mean, it's
they're putting loading the Beijing in the airbrush machine.
You can put any color in there as long as you dilute it right with the right. It's crazy.
Yes, and I mean, again, some people are more opinionated than the others, but I know when you voice your opinion and it's negative.
No, I love it.
It's good and it's bad because now you're somewhat an easy target. You're an easy target, and on top of that, some people might not want to work with you because you just sound like a complainer. And you know how everyone's like positive vibes only. Now everyone's on some positive vibes. It might be on some.
I don't want this guy. He's just so negative about everything.
I hear that.
And you got the skeleton on the clippers. Does that really? What's the benefits? I know it's really great to do when you're buzzing, lining up over the ears. But does it really make that much of a difference having them the skeleton?
It takes away a blind spot that you have, in my opinion. Like when you're doing certain movements on the designs, you don't have that blind spot right here, so you can see through the design and know where you're working into. That's the only reason I like to use them. That's the benefit I see out of them. And it doesn't let them get too hot too fast. It keeps them a little cooler for longer, and anything that could make the cut go easier, especially on a kid for a design, I'm all about. I love doing the kids. I love doing designs on kids.
Okay, hold up, Rambo. Just keep on doing what you're doing. Hello, you're live and air with the ScissorSalute Show. Who we speaking with? Okay, they decided they might have got a little scared. I'm not trying to call you out while you hung up the phone. Oh, you're calling back. You're brave. Hello, you're live on the air with the ScissorSalute Show.
Hi, this is Rasheeah Burrell.
How you doing, Rasheeah?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. We're over here on the show just trying to make it happen.
So can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you now. Look at you, I can see you. You got a hat on, got a camera behind you.
So why I can't see y'all?
No, you don't need to see me. I'm ugly anyway. You don't need to see me.
Okay,
Ugly.
I'm not supposed to see you. This is my first time doing this, so I don't know.
Okay, so let's get a little bit more familiar with you. Please let everybody know how long you've been doing hair, if you're a business owner, and what you care to share with us tonight.
Well, I have been in the industry practically all my life. My mom never did my hair. I always went to the salon, so I've always been in the salon environment. I started becoming, serious about it back in like 2007 when I went to cosmetology school, and then on, I had the opportunity to take over a beauty supply company as a student in school. So I've had my own beauty supply company for the past 9 years, and I started doing events because I seen a need in the industry, and I also wrote a book as well. So I just been working in industry from all angles.
Well, what did the book cover that you wrote?
Hello?
Yeah, what did the book cover? The book that you wrote, what did it cover?
Excuse me. The book was this titled Marketing Me, The Survival Guide to the Beauty Industry. So basically, I seen a need in the industry back in like 2010. I got into business in like 2009. So when I got into business, the recession just hit, but the stylist or the beauty industry, the barber industry didn't feel the recession until maybe 2010, 11. So when I seen that the industry went from, being at an all-time high and to hitting a rock bottom, I realized that it was like the stylist and the barber, the whole industry needed more than just, product knowledge. They need to learn how to build businesses and brands and how to market. So I started giving events based off of that, based off of them building themselves up and their companies up. So then I had all of these resources, but I had all of these people as well asking me, for the resources. So I was like, well, let me just put them in a book. So I just put everything that I knew, everybody I was connected with inside of this book, and I just sold it for $20.
That's good right there. I like that. That. Now, you say you've been doing hair, basically your whole life been doing hair. What is it today that still keeps the drive going? What is it today that still keeps you passionate about what you do?
What keeps me passionate is the love for it. I love everything about this industry. I've always loved this industry ever since I was a young girl. And even when I tried to go do other things, it still brought me back to the industry. The one thing that I love about this industry is the creativity of it. You can create your own lane in this industry and still be awesome at what you do. So that's out of everything about the industry, the creativity is what really grabs my attention and keeps me here.
Right. And now the summer coming up. Okay, there we go. I was just about to ask you about some classes. So we have Regal Beauty Club sourcing trip March 18th and 19th. Tell us a little bit about this event.
Okay, so basically, like I said, a few years ago, as a distributor in the business, I have over 3,000 clients. So I saw a need there that, the schools wasn't teaching us how to run a business. It was basically just prepping us for state board. They wasn't giving us resources. They wasn't, exposing us to the greater side of the industry. They was kind of keeping us in a box. So this event called the Brand Building Beauty Expo was basically me taking, like I said, the book that I wrote with the resources and all that I knew. I would pull together all my resources and everything, and I brought it into one event where so people can pay one flat fee and come in and can choose from over 30 different classes. So they have an option. So instead of them going to an expo and paying to get in and then have to pay additional for classes, you don't have to do that here. You come in, you pay your ticket, covers everything, whether you're a student or, a barber or a hairstylist or makeup artist, you pay your ticket and you come in and you can choose from all the resources we have right there at your fingertips.
I see that you have Morano there.
Say it again.
You have Morano.
Yes. Yep. He's one of the educators.
That's a good look right there. He's a great guy. He's like an inventor too at the same time. Okay, so Okay, so wow, you have a lot of flyers going on right here. This is a lot
Yeah, I
of
have
stuff
over
going
30
on.
classes. So what I did was what I do is with this event, I basically create the platform for local talent. Most of the people that's on my platform are DMV, Baltimore DMV. We have some out of towners, but my main focus when I started this event was to kind of put the people that was around me on the map, on the educational map. So I gathered all my resources, and what's so crazy is Morono actually attended my event back in 2016. And by him sitting in one of the classes, which was the hair loss trichology class, he actually came up with his new invention that he just got the patent to a few months ago.
Yeah, so that's good to hear right there. Good to hear. Now, what's the phone number? I see it's off. Okay, so it's 410-814-8956. Give us the date, the email, and the location.
The event is called the Brand Building Beauty Expo. It will be at the Silver Spring Civic Center in downtown Silver Spring in Silver Spring, Maryland. They can purchase tickets online. Right now, the tickets are $75 for one day, $130 for 2 days. We also have a man weaving class. We also have a micro pigmentation class. We have classes with business. Our focus this year is the business. So we have someone coming in teaching how to build an infrastructure of a salon or barber business. We have Wells Fargo coming in talk about how to establish business credit. We have the BMO group coming in talking about how to invest your money in the stock market. So our whole movement now is to start owning things and not keep renting and leasing. It's time for us to own the land, own the property, stuff like that. So we're trying to take beauty and barbering, this whole industry, to another level. So they can get tickets through me, or they can or they can visit the website, either or they can come the day of the event and pay at the door.
Well, we're definitely going to have to introduce you to the owner and the creator of the BBA, and you guys, we're gonna probably hand him your phone number. He's right here, you guys. This is Dontay from the BBA, from the Barber and Beauty Association. Dontay, you wanna?
Hello. Yes. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good, and yourself?
Doing great.
Is this something that we're starting here? Well, he started it. We're working with him, basically to get insurance benefits, maternity leave, and retirement plans for the profession. And he got some great companies that he's going to be bringing in. And it's just better stability for us. And I can hear it in your voice. And that flyer, I mean, pretty much is showing that you're very passionate about the craft. And at the same time, you're also passionate about education and educating the hairstylists. But now this is the perfect opportunity, we feel, to help the barbers. You talked about building their credit. You know, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have to have leverage in this industry. That's why we can't grow. We don't have any leverage out here.
Right.
We gotta get that together.
Yeah, I mean, it's in our profession. You know, with cash coming in our hand, it's very easy to spend it.
Yes.
Not saying that, not putting any barbers or hairstylists down. It's just trying to keep them elevated and keep them grounded. And some people, just like they need that educational class to stay up to date with the latest trends, also probably wouldn't hurt them to have like some sort of coach, some sort of money management manager type, you know, some sort of guidance.
Yeah, accountability part.
Yeah, accountability.
We also have an accountant coming too, a tax accountant, because I noticed, like, with the last few years, a lot of beauty and barber professionals been getting hit because, you know, we're not familiar with the tax laws. So I have Anika Weinstad. She's going to be there on the 19th of March, but she's coming in. She's a tax accountant coming to talk about, you know, the different tax laws and what, you know, the stuff they have changed, and, you know, how far we can take our taxes, because sometimes we take it past the limit, and that's how we get caught up with owing the IRS or not knowing, you know, how to structure the business and stuff like that. So she's a really good coach as well, but she'll be there on that Monday.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling up to the ScissorSalute Show. Listen, if you're going to be taking any video footage, and you guys are going to be putting, you know, some a minute or 2 minutes, if you guys can, like a little mix down of how everything went and send it over to us. We'd love to play it here at the show. So whatever, any idea that you guys come up with, a minute to 2 minutes, even 5 minutes, you know, a little video for us to play on the show, we'd appreciate that, and we'd like to show some support on our end, because, you know, of course, we'd give all the information. But before we let you go, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you, the name of the event, the email address, phone number, the date of the event, anything that you'd like to share with us. Please do so now. The stage is yours.
Okay, so the event is called the Brand Building Beauty Expo. You can follow us on Instagram at BBB Expo. You can also visit our website at www.brandbuildingbeautyexpo.com. If you want more information, you can call us at 410-814-8956. Also, if you want to communicate with us through email, you can email us at info@brandbuildingbeautyexpo.com.
Well, thank you so much for calling into the show. And again, if you're ever in the New York area, we'd love to have you come down here in the studio.
Sure.
Some work.
I would love to stop by. I was actually there last week at the
IBS?
Yeah, at the IBS show.
Well, you got the invitation here anytime you're in New York. You just let Saffron know, I guess a week or two, that you're going to be here, and we'd like to have you in the studio.
That sounds great. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, well, ScissorSalute.
ScissorSalute.
Again, you're watching the ScissorSalute Show, and if you're watching us now, you can press the share button, share it on your timeline on Facebook. If you would like to showcase with us, advertise with us, or book us for your next event, you can email us, ScissorSalute@yahoo.com. We will get back to you in the order that the emails are received. Right now, showcasing, we got Rambo out of here from, I'm going to just call him Rambo, that's it, First Blood. That right there. And he's here from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, doing work on his son right there. You seen the design that he's doing. That's the logo. That's your logo,
That's the
Rambo?
logo right there.
That's his logo.
Brand that I'm building, Chivalry.
And it goes.
Dying art forms, man, you know? For a while, we were dying as an art form, I feel, so I think it linked well with it.
You know, a little Masonic right there, little Mason right there. Well, and in the studio, we just got off the phone earlier with Tousett Fades. Now we have the other partner here from the Universal Barber Supply, correct?
Universal Barber, same company here.
Universal Barber, Universal Barber Show, Universal Barber Supply, Universal Barber Barbers, EDU.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, Mighty is Paul is one of the partners too.
Okay, so Paul Rambo?
Yeah.
Paul Rambo is one of the partners, so this is great. We did the interview with Tousett Fades. The question I had for him was the rebuilding. Seems like the rebuilding, rebranding of the Universal Barber. Now that you're here in the studio, give us your input of the changes made in the direction that you guys are going in. It seems like you guys are going in a different direction now with different velocity. Feels like you guys are moving now, like a lot more.
Well, I mean, anytime that there's any type of failure is a pivot point. So we didn't really change the direction. It's just that the goal of the company is to be a resource to the industry and to barbers. Initially, we did it with a trade show, and then we pivoted to supplies and education. So we're not going to stop doing all of those things, but the focus right now is on education.
Let me ask you a question. What's a failure? Like, what do you say a failure? So what?
Well, I mean, anytime that's a subjective question. It's really about what we had planned and what we wanted our outcome to be, and if we hit that outcome. Okay. So for us, we didn't get the outcome that we wanted from our show. It happens, and we just pivoted to the next part of our plan. So we had. The desire was to bring all the education to Atlantic City, have everybody come see the education. That didn't work out the way we wanted to. So now we're just going to take the education to the industry. So it's still the same goal, to be a resource, to bring more information, stuff about business. I mean, the haircutting classes, those are a dime a dozen. You can take those at any show, at any barbershop. You can walk into any barbershop if there's a master barber there, he will teach you how to cut. But, creating several streams of income, that's not something that's widely taught in a lot of shows. Paul's working on an organic product line. That's not something that's widely taught. I'm doing e-commerce for barbers. CJ is doing more like clipper over comb, no guards. So that's something that's not as widely taught. So we're going into places where nobody else is at, and then the resources, we have an app for that as well. So we spoke a bunch of times about financial planning just in our own meetings. So we provide like a direction for the barbers to get some financial planning through the app. Insurance, one of the people that attended my show, I was talking to him on the phone when his barbershop burned down. And that made me very aware that some of these guys don't carry insurance.
EG.
Huh?
EG.
Yeah, I didn't want to, He learned a hard lesson. So, we talked about it. And I know he has insurance now, but it kind of motivated us to say, hey, this is something that belongs in the app. So that way, if they're not thinking about it, and then maybe they just come in there to get the newest clippers and trimmers, and they see like, oh, insurance, I needed that. They might, submit something and then we can get them some insurance.
For any shop, or for any potential shop owners, that should be the first thing you get.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you buying a brand new car. You can't leave out the lot without the car insurance.
Right.
So why you don't have, not even life insurance, just liability insurance for your business.
But that's any business owner. I mean,
You'd be surprised.
But that's what I mean. It's necessary for any business. I mean, we're talking about the barbershop owners, but even barbers that they license themselves and then they operate under an LLC, they need their own personal liability insurance, because if a customer gets cut or whatever and they sue the barbershop, they don't just sue the barbershop. They sue the barbershop and the barber that was cutting their hair if it's an injury. So that being said, you need your own personal liability insurance to be covered, because the barbershop owner at that point is worried about the survival of his business. If you were the barber that injured the customer, he's got to protect his business first. So you need your own insurance to protect you as well.
Interesting stuff right here. Interesting stuff.
And I didn't know that. I learned it from trying to put the resource in the app, and then my insurance guy said, "Well, is it for the individual barber or for the shop?" And I'm like, "For the shop." He's like, "Well, what about the barber?" I'm like, "Well, what about the barber?"
A lot of barbers don't even know what are the benefits of having an LLC. If you're just an independent contractor, what are the benefits?
Well, there's tax benefits. So and again, any advice I give is my personal experience. You always want to go and talk to a tax professional. But in my personal experience, whenever you register yourself as an LLC, what happens is, there's expenses that come with running a business. And when you run a business, your expenses get deducted from your income first, and then you're taxed on what's left over after your expenses are paid. When you're not registered as an LLC, they tax you on the gross amount of money that you make first, and you're just stuck with your expenses. So it's just, it's the smartest thing to do if you can incorporate or register as an LLC, because you pay taxes on a lower amount just by deducting your expenses first. And again, talk to your tax professional. They'll get into the details of what an LLC is and how that works. But our company is actually registered as an S corp because we pull on partners. So that's a whole different monster.
I had a corporation when I was running a shop. Did the whole S corp. Just like he said, make sure you do your research. Right. Make sure you're talking to someone else. You don't want to say, I was watching the ScissorSalute Show and Rob, CEO Rob said. He's just saying, he's answering the question, and before he answered the question, he said, make sure you go and do some research.
Talk to your tax professional.
Okay, so now we have the educators with the Universal Barber Show. Some of them.
They're all our partners,
right
actually.
Okay,
that's the whole crew.
Let's introduce the partners.
So I'll take you through to my co-founder, Tousett. He's our lead educator, one of the original founding partners for Universal Barber. Next up is to the right is talented Mr. CJ. He's an Andis ambassador. He actually only uses Andis tools. It's just his preference, though. It's not one of those things.
Yeah, I used to be like that too until I got them
magic clips
in my hand, man. That was it.
So that's his preference, but he teaches clipper over comb, and he's skilled enough to teach on any clipper he wants to, but that's just his preference. Underneath Tousett Fades is me, CEO Rob. To the right is our partner Al. Al's working on our franchising right now, so he has 2 barbershops, and he's about to sign a lease on his 3rd, and we're working on a franchising deal with 5 other barbershops. So God willing, that'll come together. And then First Lady of Universal, Lady J Cuts. That's our celebrity barber. I mean, she's on set. She's working on charity stuff. She's coming. She has one product that she's finished development on, and we're working on.
Yeah, she gave us a sample of the
vegan. I don't want to say I call it edge control, but it's more than just one thing. So I know it's a vegan product.
Well, yes. Now that's one of the biggest things trending in 2018 is vegan. So we got some people taking that initial step. So let's get into the schedule in salon or barbershop education.
Well, this flyer is for Premier Orlando.
Salute to that.
So we within 12 months of forming our company, we got booked on one of the biggest stages without having to purchase a booth, which is super important. A lot of those educators that you see on stage, they're either sponsored by a company or they had to buy a booth, and with the purchase of a booth, you get to teach at the show. With us, I mean, we were blessed. CJ helped us put together an awesome proposal of what we wanted to teach with Tousett Phase. I submitted it. Premier took a look at it. They gave us 3 classes, and then I think we're going to be booked for all 4 of their shows. So.
Nice. That's big right there.
Yeah, so that's a blessing, man.
Definitely is big for
ScissorSalute to Premier.
You guys making that move. Again, putting yourself in that situation, and it goes back to what we were talking in the beginning of the show. That didn't just come to the Universal Barber.
No.
That didn't just come to them. They went out and made that happen. They used their resources, used their knowledge of business, used their partnership to go out and make it happen. The point to what I'm saying is there's a lot of barbers and hairstylists, makeup artists making moves. The question that you're asking yourself, the question that is always asked is, how did they get there? That is not the question you should be asking. You should be asking them what they did to get there. Not, oh man, how'd they get there? No, what did you have to go through? Like, can you give me some advice of what did you have to go through? Because the realization is they work hard.
Yeah.
And you might not see the hard work. Because sometimes hard work is hard. You can't really show hard work.
Right.
You know? But they work hard to get where they gotta go. You could do the same. The whole thing is, it's not going to be done with you sitting on your ass. It's not going to happen. You got to go out and make it happen.
Stop being comfortable.
It's not going to happen with you comparing yourself to the next person.
Else, yeah.
Not going to happen with you complaining about why is this person there and you're not there. You got to get out and make it happen. Now, you have the supply, CEO Rotman. I see you came here with the seniors.
Yeah, I came here with the seniors.
What you talking about with them?
We could talk about it. We can talk about the Andis too, because I heard you I was watching the live feed. You had a question about the TI line. So which one you want to cover first?
Well, no, I said the T line. It was just
the price.
The barbers where we work, we want them. It's just $200.
They're not priced for you.
They're priced for.
All right, so Bevel went out and showed the professional market that there's a bunch of people that want to purchase trimmers for home use. They just want them cordless. So when Tristan had that success with the bevel blade, Andis took a look at that and they said, you know what? We could do that better. So when they created if you look at the packaging, if you look at pretty much everything about that release, it's very similar to how they release a consumer product, not a professional product, even the price points. So the bevel blade is $199, and this is the cordless TI line is $199.
I'll definitely go with the Andis over them bubbles.
Right. I'm not talking about the quality of the product, but I'm just talking about the release. And then as a distributor, we get release notes from the companies letting us know what they're doing with their marketing and the direction that they're going. And if you look in the release notes, there's all this information about their competitors. So they consider Bevel a competitor.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's just what's in the release notes. Now, I mean, professional barbers, I have a supply run that we when we deliver the supplies. So I get the opinions of every product, every clipper, every trimmer. And, they have their own opinion about the bevel, and they have their own opinion about the cordless T-outliner. I get when is the wall detailer cordless coming out. So everyone's got a preference.
I think the T-liners from Andis, that's like the professional grade. But someone like myself, been doing it for a while, I have a heavy hand. I'm able to admit it. So I got to use the liners. I got to use the style liners because I have a heavy hand. Don't like the way the gray ones get hot. And they get hot. But this guy, Rambo, you're using every buzzer like I've ever seen on social media. Oh, your microphone's off.
Am I on? Sorry about that. I've been trying to buy more equipment lately and try to use all new things and expand my my toolbox here. So
you're gonna be walking around with a tool chest pretty soon.
Oh, I love it. I just bought a pair of Hanzo shears, man. It's the best investment I made in the past 10 years of cutting, easily.
Yeah, those are good, especially when you're barbering. We used to just, come on what we got. When you invest some money on the Mitsutanis or the Hanzos and stuff, you keep it going. And again, barbers, if you're going to be spending the money on this, and you're going to be giving them advertisement, hey, I got these new shears, and you take that classic picture with the shear in front of your face with your arm extended. Just remember, you're giving them advertisement for free. Yeah, I said it. You're giving them advertisement for free.
Let's touch on that because I heard
I'll
you
sweep
guys
the
talking
floor
about
if I got
that
to
when I was
get in the
driving
door.
Well, I just feel like now, Rob, you've been to a couple of these shows and seen you at the shows. These barbers are walking around with $1,200 cameras.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Some of these barbers, on top of having that $1,200 camera, are spending money on the ring lights.
Yeah, seen a bunch of those.
Okay, so my thing to you is, if you got the ring light, you got this camera, and that's all for posting up on IG, make some videos. Make a YouTube channel. Make a video and explain to these companies why you would be such a great asset to the company while you're using their products.
Well, part of the I think the disconnect with the industry and buying the equipment is they don't know who to approach to get their video or that content into the right hands. And that one of our classes that we're teaching at Premier is the business of barbering, and we kind of pull back the curtain and we kind of talk about what it takes to get to that next level and the direction you should go and who to approach. I think one of the biggest mistakes barbers make, and I think all the celebrity barbers are going to thank me for saying this, is the first question they ask a barber that's on stage is, how do I get sponsored? And it's the worst question you can ask a celebrity barber. It's equivalent to if I stick my hand in your pocket and say, I'm going to just take your wallet and hold on to this. You know what I mean? There's a finite number of shows. So if there's only 30 or 40 shows and I'm getting paid to be on stage at all of these shows, and you're like, well, hey, I want them to send me to 12 of these shows. Well, that means now they have to choose between us if I'm going to go to all 12 of these shows.
Yeah, I hear you. I just feel like a lot of the people in our profession are asking why, and they're asking the other question, why not me? My answer to that, why not me, is that you are not putting yourself in that situation as the next person.
Right.
The next person is investing in their trade by going to these shows. Not saying, oh, another barber battle. Oh man, I don't know. You gotta make of it what's there.
Right.
You gotta make it happen. The blueprint is there when you go to barber battles and places like the IBS and want to invest some money, go to Orlando Premier, IBS Las Vegas, the Modown, the CT Barber Expo. It's there. You got to go out and get it. You can't be sitting out. It's easy to sideline talk in any category. Anybody can sit down the sideline and talk and critique and, put their 2 cents in real quick, because 2 cents is real cheap, so everyone can add in their 2 cents. It's going to be different from getting up off the sidelines and actually putting some war paint on and getting in the trenches. Right. That's a totally different person to go out and do that. Now remember, Hair Godzito just didn't get to where he is right now. When Hair Godzito first called up the show back in 2013, I believe it was our third or fourth show, that man had 500 followers.
Wow.
He has 500,000 followers now.
Yeah.
He's relocated from New Orleans to California, and he's working with many different companies, and he's basically about to tour the world doing hair.
Yeah, I saw that with Philip Wolf. He was doing that cover thing recently.
Touring the world doing hair. And now we're talking with the BBA. When people say this is not a real job, how many jobs are there possibly to tour the world? You know?
Very few.
But you're going to need that security with the BBA. You need that security. You need that stability for yourself and your family. You need to know that something happens to your hands, there's going to be money on the way. If you're a female in this profession, if you get pregnant, there's still going to be money on the way. The BBA is not only going to provide that with you, but also make it clear how it's going to happen. It's not going to be one of, let's just say, an organization popping up on social media that when you ask questions, they're going to lead you somewhere else. No, the BBA is going to have all the answers, you know? Because there's going to be different organizations coming up, but when you ask them the question or when you sign up, you're going to feel that you're going to be going through a maze, either a maze to get where you want to get to, or a maze of questions. With the BBA, it's going to be put out point blank, black and white.
So salute to that right there, because man, there's a lot of third party companies out there that you like Brother Eli said. You see,
you remember that I got my official black certificate, right? I brought it up here. I got drafted by the blacks in the draft, in the race draft.
Well, there's a couple we've been trying to give away for a while, so that makes good sense.
I got drafted, yeah, man.
First pick.
I'm joking around. Continue to say what you were saying.
Nah, it's just you had there's companies out there that mislead the barbers and hairstylists because they feel that barbers and hairstylists are not business savvy. So they might look at it, we could throw something out and they believe it and let's paint it blue and they're gonna love it because it's barber blue. So you know they're gonna go crazy. Nah, you gotta break down. You gotta have an understanding of what you telling people, not only what you're selling, but is what you trying to get across. Like for me, it's about y'all knowing. It's about y'all knowing the right, knowing the wrong with dealing with finance. Because with finance, I don't mean to go off topic, I don't mean to preach, but I'm about to just get into this real zone because I feel this is a need. This is a must talk. Everybody talk about how to get it. You look at any education class, it's how to get the money. How to get it. Everybody, is a million educators showing you how to get it. How many educators is telling you what to do with it?
And secure it. What to do with it and secure it. Now, Rob, let's get into, you got this whole, we went over your teammates, your partners. No, it's okay. Teammates.
Yeah.
You guys are touring different shops, which I always love to see that. Mm-hmm. Now, you got the supply, you got these seniors up here. These are the big talk right here. You know, so can I take them out the box, turn them on? What they?
That's just the box. The actual seniors getting repaired. I don't know if you guys have heard. But,
tell us them.
Yeah, so the wall seniors, we've all been waiting for these to come out, and you've been catching them at certain shows. So they had a few units at the Brown Brothers show, and they had a few units at the IBS show. Now we're a distributor, so we get them directly from the manufacturer, but this is one of the ones that we pulled from IBS New York just to have a demo unit. And what we discovered is the unit is so strong that there's a spring that holds the blade flush to the other blade. The spring is snapping in all of the units, and that's been the delay for Wall to release the full order out to all the distributors. So, you know, we get about 30 emails a day like, where is my Wall Senior? And the answer is the manufacturer is making some changes to all of the units, and they got to literally individually take them all out the boxes and replace the springs on each and every one of them. So,
man,
yeah, but Wall's been around for a while, so it's a trusted company. You can depend on them to fix the issue. They stand behind their products. And
you can actually. I know with the foil shavers, a lot of barbers, we go through problems with the Wall's foil shavers. But word on the street is, you can put them in a box, send it to Walls, and Walls either fix them or send them back, send you a new one.
Yeah,
so that's good, always good to hear. And even with Andis does the same thing. But in here in New York, take that ride to the cutlery in Queens, and they fix them. They fix them there.
Yeah.
But
so that's what's going on with that one.
Yeah, it's
so we do
crazy.
supplies for, we have over 500 barbershops in the tri-state area. We've been doing supplies for them since October. So it's, it's a fairly new company, but it still kind of goes within our mission just to be a resource. The barbershop owners can buy at wholesale, which is huge. No one else, as far as I know, is offering that option to these guys. And then what they can do with the wholesale, they can either supply their barbers at wholesale so they're not paying these high prices, or they can give it to them at the same normal price that they're used to paying.
What is the end game for Universal Barber Supply? Like, what's the end, like the next 5 or 10 years? What do you see Universal Barber?
Well, I mean, the goal is always the same, to be a resource to the barber. So we want to put the power back into the barber's hands. So I'm actually teaching a class, e-commerce for barbers or stylists, and we have people taking the class, learning how to provide supplies to the barbers in their area, and then and how to do it online as well. So the goal is to have 20 or 30 distributors throughout the U.S. that are that initially were barbers or stylists. Okay. To put that power back in their hands, because if you every part of the industry has its own set of politics, so does the supplies. So there's a huge lack of people that have the background or experience of being a barber and stylist on that side of the business. I've met maybe like one or two in the entire side of that side of the industry. So, we're going to put that into the shop owner's hands again.
Definitely. So, Rob, the Orlando premiere, give us the dates and some of the things you guys are going to be covering there at the premiere.
June 2nd through the 4th is the date for Orlando premiere. We have 3 classes that we're going to cover there. The first one is going to be leading off with CJ and Tousett. That's going to be the cutting and styling class that are going to go over. It's basically, there's a universal language between barbers and stylists. They're cutting hair, and it's just different methods and different techniques to cut the hair properly. So it's not about the tool. It's not about if you're using Andis, Wall, JRL, Babyliss. It's more about, here's how you perform all the techniques using a clipper. And whether you're using combs or guards, it doesn't really matter, because we're going to teach you the technique, and then from there you decide which tool you want to use. And all the partners actually use different tools. So Rich uses Wall, CJ uses Andis, Al can do all 3. My set of clippers are Babyliss, and I don't even know what Lady J uses, but I know everybody does different clippers. Business of Barbering, that's my class with Paul, and basically Paul, can you hear me? You can't even hear me.
Yeah, you got to turn the mic on.
Turn the mic on. So Paul's a real humble guy.
My light's still green, but it just it turns
You can hear it though? So Paul's a real humble guy, but in Pennsylvania, he is in the top 3 for book barbers and Booksy. I think he might be number 1. I'm not sure. Paul, what did you ever get the number from Booksy? What number you are?
The guy Dave hasn't gotten back to me, but when they flew out from Chicago, I was number 1. We went out for dinner and kind of tried to gear towards what we could do to more aim towards the barbering world of it, instead of just like their general, because they cater to a couple different kind of businesses. So
gotcha.
They wanted to more cater towards barbers because it's their biggest sales point right now.
Okay. So Paul is, he's going to work with me teaching a class on the business of barbering, but one of the biggest questions that we hear is, how do I increase my clientele? How do I make more money? And him being the most booked barber in PA, I mean, he's got the formula to kind of help people do that. So that's the second class. And then the third class is networking with a purpose. And that's where you kind of pull back the curtain on how to get in position to do different things. So a lot of these barbers, they come to the shows and they kind of pal around with each other, but they don't really have a purpose of, in the networking while they're there, like what the end game is. So we kind of pull back the curtain and give them a blueprint on how to move in that room to get themselves from, behind the chair in the shop to on the stage under the lights, or under a contract with them, doing business with them in some type of way.
That's just great. Great insight, great education, and definitely a different dimension added. I see point cutting over the comb. See you by point cut over.
I'm still in that phase because I just got these myself also, and I don't have to point cut anymore as much because you get 13 out of every stroke.
Oh, so what? You got some thinning shears?
I got, yeah.
Ah,
They're,
those some
they're more
wide teeth.
textured. They're more textured. They're not thinning shears. They're the texture shears. We don't like saying thinning because that scares customers. But the texture shears, you get 13 point cuts out of each stroke. So it saves your time, which essentially is your money. So
you get 13
out of every
point
one
cuts
of these
out
cuts,
of one snippet.
that's 13. 20, 26.
Right,
39.
right.
You do the whole head in like, 7 to 9 strokes.
Yeah, keep the
You got
camera
whole
right
head
there. That kid has got a camera face right there.
done. Oh, he's a little star. He's not scared to talk either. He's quiet tonight. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi to mommy. You know mommy's watching.
That's my baby.
Look, he smiled now too.
Hey, man, he definitely got him looking sharp right there. Now, here's the problem. Wifey's watching going, you're sitting there doing the show, you haven't even cut Ellie's hair.
Cut what?
I haven't even cut my son's hair, so she's on some old, I know I'm going to hear that.
I'm not going to lie, man. It's hard to get him in anymore.
You know, oh, there we go. Ashley Rambo, is that her?
Is.
Yeah, that's her.
She just said, hi, baby.
Hey, mama.
And Sandy just said, he's a cutie. And ScissorSalute to Harry Houdini.
What's up, Houdini?
He's down into the chat. Oh, they actually
Paul
having
Jones,
a whole talk right there. And Paul Jones, ScissorSalute, he's giving us a what up. The funny thing with Paul Jones, he doesn't. If you're watching the show right now, please press the share button, share it, put it on your timeline, press that share button one more time, and invite as much people as you can. Paul, he's a big barber, man. He's a pretty intimidating looking dude. He's a Suge Knight. He's from the Suge Knight clan.
Paul's my guy. I like that.
He cuts hair. Yeah, man. He's definitely one of them guys you don't want to see in the back alley. But he's
the funny thing is, if you
down
talk,
to earth. No, I've never seen him.
But you're right. He's tall. He's like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, you see him. It's like, holy, who's this guy, man? Why is he running late? Oh my God! Sorry, Mr. Jones. So it's good to see. The storm's coming. Oh, that's not the storm. Hey, listen, if you're in the tri-state area, man, that storm they saying it's gonna be pretty big. And Harry Houdini gives us a what's up again. ScissorSalute to Harry Houdini and his Babylous Pro educating team. You know, and being that the NFL draft is coming up, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of barbers waiting by their phone, waiting on that phone call. I got the phone call, fabulous guy, man. And I do notice a lot of barbers now using Babylous, you know, they got good tools. And look at him with the gummy hairspray. I like this guy already, man. Keeping it original. You got, that thing stick right there, boy. That haircut's gonna stay in place.
He got that from
that hair.
Barbers
You would take some stubborn hair with that gummy hairspray, and it's gonna stay. Yeah. And if you get it on your fingers like he just did, the back of his hand's gonna be.
It's a little much for sculpting with. It's a little too sticky for sculpting.
Yeah.
But for the hold, it's awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be stuck.
That's how we actually ran into each other. I was doing supplies in PA, and that's how I met him.
And he's gonna be pretty soon making his own tool chest.
Yeah.
Because the amount of supplies that this guy, I think there was one other barber that came here with more.
I'm not gonna lie, man. He wasn't supposed to be my model at first, so I had to throw some extra stuff in before I walked out the door.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm just here busting chops. It's, you know, it's a 2-hour show. You're a barber, I'm a barber. I'm pretty sure if you back here, you can crack jokes on me. I'm bald. I went bald at the age of 19. I'm pretty sure you got some good material for that. So, Rob, what's coming up, though? Give us some dates.
June 2nd through the 4th, we're going to be at Premiere Orlando. We're talking to a couple of other shows about doing some stuff in Las Vegas, Ohio. We're going to probably go back to Buffalo. We did Buffalo last year. So it's just a lot of education. We're going to have a pool party, Tousett hinted on that one. So we got a couple pool parties coming up in the summertime. We just want to have fun this year. So we're definitely doing that.
Definitely. And we like to salute D Nice Style. She's tuning in. She does a lot of braids in Florida. Did a lot of braids. She's braiding the Marlins, Florida Marlins. And the thing that's going on with braids was being discussed in the shop. There's this barber out here. His name is Tousett Cuts. He took it upon himself to learn how to braid off of YouTube. He got sick of sending people to
a braider.
Right. This guy's putting some serious braids together.
Yeah.
Some serious fades.
So he's doing the designs with the braids and then fading it out.
And he's doing it all.
Yeah.
He's getting like 80, 90 when they're in his head, maybe even more. Because a lot of the braids that he's doing is undercut braids. He's not doing a full head. I'm pretty sure he gets them. But now there's a barber in my shop like, what do you think about getting your hair braided by a man? I'm like, I know you ain't asking me. I mean, unless you're gonna braid you're gonna braid my beard. I didn't even make it to 1998 with hair. What you talking about?
Oh man.
Man, I had a receding hairline in like the 7th grade. I used to go to high school, go to lunch, and come back, and they would ID me like every time. I'd be like, yo, you see me yesterday? They'd be like, yeah, you didn't look like you go to school. I'm over there with a fade brush trying to comb. Forget it. I go to gym and walk out with the only Batman symbol on my forehead, man, McDonald's symbol. From gym, because when you sweat, you don't know, but you sweat. That should be like right here, man. Right here, Jack. And this, you got Paul Rambo with this
mine for right now.
Yeah, you good, man. You good, but it's all right. It's all right. I see pictures of me with hair and I look weird. Anyway,
look the same.
And I didn't look right because I had like light brown hair and blonde hair. So it didn't work out good. Ain't okay for your viewers that are watching going, oh my God, he got a razor on the kid. No, listen. If the canvas is in your chair, is sitting still, and you can get the canvas to sit still, you can put a razor basically on anybody. You can put the razor basically. I never watched this
before in my life. I just heard about
on
it
anybody. I put the razor on my son when he was like a year and some change. Put the razor on him. And still to this day, he doesn't even call it a razor. He calls it a knife. Dad, pass the knife. And ScissorSalute to AA Straight Razors. They gave me a razor holder, and I only use that razor holder on my son.
Let me see. Salute.
They supported our first.
Salute somebody like a soldier.
Yeah, look at that, man. He's going to school, the coolest kid. Yeah, he is. The hairline is sharpness.
You look like scissors, right?
Fade, flawless, texture on the top, design in the back.
Clean.
Real clean.
Logo on the shirt, logo on the kid.
So keep the camera there. We're going to all take a walk over there to the stage. Just keep the camera on that young man right there. Young Rambo and Daddy Rambo.
Still in the beginning phases, man, to talk about. One thing I've been experiencing in my journey is that if I want to have a company called Chivalry, I have to act chivalrous. So, I've been trying to expand in all my, every aspect of my life right now.
And if you notice, his toolbox doubled as a booster. All right. Oh, sorry, moving the microphone around. Well, we have Rob right here. Before we let you go, we'd like to, going to give you the opportunity to mention any dates that you'd like to mention, all the information that you have. Please do so now. The stage is yours. Anything you want to go, let it go, let go.
Well, we got a couple things coming up, but just you can download the app Universal Barber in the App Store or Google Play. That's going to keep you up to date on everything that's in there. We have a barber calendar. Our phone number, if you want to book education, doesn't matter if you're a stylist or a barber. That's also in the app, but it's 856-465-7762. We'll fly the guys out to you. Mighty, Tousett, talented Mr. CJ, Lady J Cuts, Al. ScissorSalute to you guys. Appreciate all you guys. And other than that, just check us out follow our pages, Universal Barber EDU, Universal Barber Supply, or Universal Barber Show. Download the app and just stay in touch with us. Keep engaged.
And you too, Rambo, same thing to you. Any information that you'd like to share with us, please do so now. The stage is yours.
I want to say I appreciate everybody letting me come in tonight. Had a ball. You can follow me at Mighty Sharp BC, MYTSHARP BC. at any social media handle.
We'd also like to thank Tousett Face for calling in, and what's her name? Rasheeah for calling in, and all the other guests that were supposed to come here. Hey, you can do the same thing that I'm gonna say right now to all the viewers. If you want to showcase with us, book us for your next event, advertise with us, all you have to do is just email us, ScissorSalute@yahoo.com. All emails will be answered in the order that they're received. We'd also like to let Dontay, again, let all the information out, although that microphone doesn't work.
I know.
I don't know if you're about to sing. It doesn't work. Please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you, and any information that you'd like to share, please do. So now the stage is yours.
Instagram, Dontay, DONTAY_financial. Cell phone, 347-720-7463. Please go out, sign a petition. Like I said before, the goal is to get the 5,000 signatures or more, so when it's time to talk to these companies, we can show them that we have the strength with the numbers. So they could not see it's just talk. Is we have people that want the benefits, and not only want the benefits, but also want the supplies, because we're going to be dealing with a lot of supply companies, companies just to give the products to the members at a discounted price. So
okay, right.
So no disrespect to.
Well,
you
never know.
No. I'm just saying because
ScissorSalute is a networking juggernaut, so you never know what's gonna happen here on the show when the cameras end. But just to let you know, we're gonna keep it rolling.
Yeah, I had to say that because there's nobody feel like, oh, he's cutting in my throat. It's not cutting throat. It's just for the members. That's part of it.
I feel like he's gonna knock the microphone out.
No.
Again,
you gotta look at.
Thank you for watching the ScissorSalute Show. It's a live program. If you want to show some support, again, right underneath my fingers, the share button. Press that share button. Share it on your page. Press it one more time. Start inviting people, annoy people. And you know what? We do hair. A lot of barbers and hairstylists, makeup artists that are watching this show, we do hair. We advertise it on our page. If they don't like it, they can unfollow us and unfriend us. I mean, come on, half the people that are really friends and supporting us, we don't even know them anyway, but they're supporting us. It's just the harsh reality of how it's going down. Once again, thank you so much. If you like house music, switch over to StrongIsland.tv and check out my house show. It's coming up next here on StrongIsland.tv, the quickest growing TV channel on Facebook. And ScissorSalute to that. Those are facts, baby. Facto. We're gonna